Hello, everyone.
Hi everyone.
Good morning.
So, thank you everyone for coming. We are waiting Anna from Easy Start, and maybe we will wait like maybe 2 minutes until everyone come. Yes, we am.
Yes, and then we will start.
Hello. So you don't have the mic to talk, but I think you can send messages. We will open the mic at the end for the Q&A. Okay. Alors, we have Jack, we have Wendy, we have Jeffrey, we have Christina, we have Pamela, we have Bea, we have Alex, we have Rahat, we have Jilani and Karen Zeribi, we have Alexandra, we have Andrasit, sorry if I pronounce your name, Andrasit, and we have Karen. Hi, okay. So how many we are, VM?
12.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So we can wait a little bit?
Yes.
Yes. Alors, Anna, she couldn't make it, I think. I will send her a message. Normally she can come as a guest and then I can, but there is no link to the meeting. There is where I cannot figure it out. Yeah, but she can register in the event, correct, VM?
Yes, but
Yeah,
she's
let me
not
just
here.
send her. Sorry, everyone, we have just a little technical issue because we are waiting Anne from Easy Start to come, and she couldn't enter for some very weird reason. So I just sent her an invitation again. Alors. Okay. Let's just register. Yes, you can register. Enter. Okay. Okay, so let's start then.
Yes, yes, I guess we can start. So, welcome everyone. So, my name is Wiem, and I am your moderator today for this webinar, along with Anne. She will be here in some minutes. So, thank you everyone for joining us. This session is designed especially for those who have recently moved to France and are filing their very first French tax return. So our expert for today is Mrs. Faten Amamou, a French CPA and the founder of ESCEC International. She will walk throughout the key steps and the practical tips to make your first filing smooth and stress-free. And we'll be having a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat throughout the presentation. And for sure, we will make sure to address them all. So we can start. Welcome, Mrs. Faten.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for this because I was just talking with Anne and she cannot even join the meeting. I don't know why. I'm really sorry, Anne. It's okay. Okay. She said hi to everyone and we will do the webinar without her. I'm really, I don't know what's happening. So I'm just, yeah, it's a technical issues. Okay. let's start the webinar. So thank you everyone for coming. Hello and welcome to today's webinar. It's first time filing your French tax return. My name is Faten Amamou. I'm French chartered accountant tax expert. We say in France, expert comptable, and founder of ESCEC International. I specialize in helping international clients and expats. And I just want to share with you. Can you see my screen? Sorry. You cannot see my screen, maybe?
Yes, not yet.
Okay, so I will share my screen for the presentation. Okay.
Yes.
Alors, it's here. Okay, so just tell me if you see my screen.
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. Alors. So the webinar today is the first time filing a French tax return is for newcomers here in France. And normally I should co-host this event with Anne from Easy Start, who supports newcomers in setting into life in France. We have, as I said at the beginning, we have 1 hour, so it will be 45 minutes to try to explain to the maximum and cover the maximum, and we will have 15 minutes Q&A. So we'll open the mic and the chat also, and then we can have a quick chat. If the 15 minutes it's not sufficient, you can always schedule 15 minutes with me. A call, and then it's free of charge, of course, and I will be happy to understand better your needs to explain the situation. Okay. Hello. This webinar, normally, as I said, it's with Anne, but unfortunately she's not here. So here we can start the webinar. This session is totally different from the general webinar that I presented the 10th of April. You can find the recording in my website, ESCEC International. So maybe we can share it also in the chat. So you can have more information about tax system, filing tax return. This webinar of today is different from that webinar because here I will focus more on the first tax return. And here, as you know, I don't know if you know, but for the first time filing here in France, the deadline to submit your tax return is totally different from the deadline of, a resident here and not for first time. The deadline is the 22nd of May, okay? So it's soon, we are 8th of May, it's soon, but don't worry, I will try to explain your obligations, how to file, what paper to submit, and then hopefully you will be on time, okay? So here we will focus on the first-time filers. So whether you are employee, freelancer, retiree, or still figuring things out, we will walk through who exactly must file in 25, okay? What do you need to prepare for documents to prepare your tax return, and how to avoid common mistakes, and then at the end, what happens after you submit your tax return, okay? Alors, here, who must file in 25? Let's start with the most important questions. Do I really need to file a tax return in 25 for this year? If 2024, if the year 24, the previous year, was your first full year living in France, and you meet one of these 4 criteria, the first one, you spent more than 183 days in France, more than 6 months. Your family, partner, spouse, children lived in France. Even you traveled remotely, like working outside France. Your economic center, like your bank accounts, clients, real estate, business, is in France. If you meet one of these criteria, the French tax authorities will consider you as a tax resident, and that means you need to file, you need to submit your tax return. Alors, here it's a very important note, because even if you don't have any income in France or no income at all, but you stayed in France more than 183 days, you have your economic interest here. even real estate, or you have like bank accounts, clients, real estate, or even if your family is here, like your children attend French school, then you have to submit your your tax return here in France. Okay. Submitting a tax return here in France is very important because this will allow you to have your tax number. We say in French, le numéro fiscal, which is very important because with a tax number, you can start building a history or tax history in France. And you will need it for many things. For the obtaining social security number, so you need a registration in the tax authorities to have your social security number later and then access all the health care, maternity care, you know, the social protection general in France, okay? You need it also if you plan to have a loan from a bank to buy a house here in France. The first thing here in France, the banks in France, what they request are the avis d'imposition, the tax returns of the 3 previous years. So it's one of the first documents that they will request to study your file for to get a loan. Okay, like buying a house, etc. Okay. If you want to rent a house, like the landlord also request with your payslips or with your revenue, request also the avis d'imposition, which is your tax return. If you want to apply for family aid from the CPIM also, important, if you want to renew your residency card here, it's called in France, carte de séjour. So if you come to France with your carte de séjour or business or employee or family, vie famille privée, when you want to renew it after 1 year or 4 years or maybe 10 years, the first requirement will be les avis d'imposition, the tax returns of the previous year. So it's very important if you have this plan to stay long-term here in France, to start filing and prepare and get your tax number and your tax return, okay? This is an important thing. And here also, if you don't file, so if you say, okay, I stay here in France, my family is here, but I don't have any income here, I don't file. All my income is in the US or the UK, so no, I don't have to file. As explained, you have to file, but if you don't do it, you might face late filing penalties or blocking from getting official documents, like I explained, l'avis d'imposition, social security number, you know, so this not getting tax return or tax number, this will block you from accessing some important documents, okay? And maybe the prefecture will tell you, okay, adjust your tax situation first and come renew your carte de séjour or residency card. So I know it's a little heavy maybe, but it's one of the first steps that you have to maybe be aware when you come to France, is to first be compliant and submit your tax return, okay, to be compliant here in the system and be recognized by the French tax authorities. And then you get your tax number to access all the benefits, all the social protection, and renew as explained. So if you work remotely, even for a foreign company, and your family is here, or you stayed more than 183 days, the criteria that I explained to you, you have to file your French tax return. So now let's go to the other slide. Alors, now for the process of filing, okay, your return, if it's your first time ever in France, and like resident, you've already, and like a resident who have already a tax number, if this is you the first time here in France, you cannot do it online. You cannot submit your tax return online because you don't have a tax number. So you have to submit it paper and PDF and special procedure with a tax agent of your place. Okay, so here you will do it paper, and here how you can do it. Okay, so you go to the website. It's called impot.gouv.fr, and then you download the forms. So here, what I will do, I will maybe share the screen of the official website. Alors, I will show you the official website of the. I think it's here. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So it's your first time filing here. Okay. So what you will do, you go to the website. This is the official website, and then you type formulaire here, like, alors. Here in the website, you see you have connexion à l'espace particulier, connecting to your private personal space, and this is for business. So you don't click here, you click for this connexion just to show you how it looks like, okay? This is for individuals, okay? Here, next year, I will explain more. Here in this page, when you will get your tax number, so for example, like this tax number, then you will be able to set up your tax account here. But before there, you have to submit, as explained to you, paper. Here, paper, how to find it. So here I put already the documents, the paper. So you go like here, formulaire. Alors, where is it? So you type formulaire 2042, for example. And then here you have the tax website. It's very good as well. You can maybe translate and check all the information here. And here you can find like all the types of formulaire. So for example, formulaire 2042, this is the first formulaire form that you have to complete. I will explain to you. We will go through this formulaire, by the way. This is the one. This is the 2042. But here you can easily type the number like formulaire 2042 like I did. And then you can go for millésime 2025. It means for the tax season 25 for the year 24. Okay, this is for the year 24. So you just click here and they go to this form. Okay. And then you can, when you go to this form, here I will explain later in a few minutes how to complete it, okay? And then there is another form, it's called 2047, so the same thing. You can put formulaire 2047. This is for your foreign revenue. I will explain why you need it, okay? And the same thing here. Always millésime 2025 for 25 for the year 24, okay? And here you have all the form, all the pages of the form 2047, okay? Plus the form, very important form, formulaire 3916, this is for your foreign bank account, okay? Alors, formulaire. Same thing here, okay? Millésime 2025, and you open, and you have this form to complete for one bank account. You have also, with the forms, you have also like explanation here, but it's in French. You can use like translator or something. Here, it explains you who needs to file and what to file, etc. Okay. So this I will explain also during this webinar. Okay, don't worry. So here I'm just sharing to explain to you that this is the official website. You can take screenshot or alors. This is the official website. It's impot.go.fr. And here you can choose. And here, by the way, even in the website, you can go international in English. Okay. And here they have a lot of information. So if you have time and you want to know more, check. It's very well done, by the way. Okay. And if you want to have the forms, you type, as I did, formulaire 2042, 2042, 2047, 3916. Okay. Okay. Alors, the forms I will get back to this form later. Now, just I want to go to the presentation.
We do have someone who raised his hand. Can we take his question maybe later?
Maybe we can take, like, if it's one question, we can take before I start moving. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Chad, you can unmute yourself.
Maybe he can write, it's better.
Yes.
Jack, you can...
You can talk, yes.
You can unmute. Maybe you need to unmute him.
He's already unmuted, so he can talk, I guess.
Then he needs to activate his mic, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you. Hi, Jack.
Perfect.
How are you?
Sorry, I know you said questions at the end, so sorry for interrupting. I am non-salaried professional. Does that mean I need to fill in the 2042, or do I need to fill in 2042 C Pro? Because I'm non-salaried.
Yeah, it depends what type of, sorry, Jack, it depends. You are independent worker?
Yes, a micro-entreprise.
Yeah, micro-entreprise, there is 2042C. I can share it later also.
Perfect. Just making sure, but so I don't fill in the wrong form. Thank you.
Yeah, but the 2042, you have to complete the first page about your situation.
Perfect.
This I will show you during the webinar, you know, what you need to complete. Okay.
Perfect.
So
thank you very much. Sorry for it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We can have a chat later. Okay. So here, let's go back. So you go to ampo.gouv, you download the forms that I explained to you. Okay. And then you print it, or you can complete it via PDF if you have PDF filler, for example, and then you sign it, and then you print, and then you put everything like the file with a cover letter explaining the situation to the tax agent that they will receive your file, the forms. So you explain that you came to France, for example, in February, March 24. Your situation, okay, and then this is your first time to file here in France. You include the forms that you will complete. You include a copy of your ID, okay, and the copy of your ID of the household, also if you are married, if you have children. And you add also like the rental agreement, okay? So you add a rental agreement where we can see you as the person who rent, okay, your name, plus the name of the landlord and the description of the place, the apartment, the surface, how many rooms, etc. And then you put it all in the file and you send it to the tax authorities of your place. So if, for example, if you live in Paris 5th or Paris 7th, there is here in France, what we have, the tax authorities, they have agencies in all regions in France. And even in Paris, which is a region Paris-Île-de-France, in this region, we have also tax authorities by arrondissement, we say in Paris. So we have in Paris Première, we have in Paris 2, we have in Paris 3. So check just, it's very easy. Like you type in Google, Service des impôts des particuliers, and you put your code postal. Okay, so if it's 750010 or if it's 94001, you know, your code postal of your house, and then you will have le Service des impôts des particuliers, SIP. Okay, SIP. It's called the tax authorities for individuals. It's called the Service des impôts des particuliers. And then you will have the full address of this tax authorities. You take all your file and you send it with, we say, registered mail. Okay, in France, we say lettre recommandée avec accusé de réception. It means that you send your file, not simple letter, like letter with a receipt. So when the tax agent receive your file, they will sign the receipt and you will have the receipt that it is done. So it's a proof for you that this document is already between the hands of the tax authorities. So I really strongly recommend, don't send it simple letter, but send it registered mail, lettre recommandée avec accusé de réception. When you go to La Poste, you can tell them that, and then they can show you. It's very easy. Okay, it's more expensive than simple letter, of course, but it's much insurance for you that they have received the file and they are working on it. The other thing also maybe that you can send, not even physically, you can, if you have the mail address of the tax authorities of your place, again, because even in each tax authority, there is a special mail address. So you can also Google and find one. And then you can send everything like scanned by email, okay? The third option, if you want to be more sure, is to go there physically, if it's near your house, if it's not far. So as explained, because every tax authorities, it's in special in the special department. So you can go there physically, just check in the timing, you know, when they open, when they close, because it's not open like every day, and they have special hours to receive people. So you can go there with your documents and submit it, and it's fine. You are sure that it's received. Okay. Now, alors, when you do it, when you send it, always keep a copy of all the file. Okay, just for you, for your records, and then after that, it will be fine. Okay. Alors, so here, yeah, here this is, okay. Okay. So this, it will, alors, here the timeline, before I go there, I want to explain, because it's the same thought. The timeline, when the tax authorities, alors, for the first time filler here in France, as explained to you at the beginning, the deadline is soon, okay? It's the 22nd of May. Alors, in France, the tax season starts from beginning of April and closed beginning of June. Okay, we have this very specific period where you can submit your tax return. And we have different deadlines by region. So if, for example, the region in Nice, south of France, and from Code Postal from 0 to, I think, 25, the deadline is end of May. And then Paris and 92, 94, the deadline is beginning of June. Okay, we have different deadlines. This also you can check in the website of the tax authorities. But there is a special deadline for the first time, like I said, for this year, it's the 22nd of May. So before the 22nd, you submit your tax return, and then the tax agent will receive it, work on it manually, put you in the system, your information, name, your address, etc. And then they will send you what we call avis d'imposition, the tax bill between July and September 25, if you file for 24, okay? And this, the tax receipt, or we call it in France, avis d'imposition, they only send it for the first time, only paper. So in your home address, you receive this tax bill. If there is any tax to pay, it will appear there. If there is a reimbursement of tax, also it will appear. And then you will have, in this avis d'imposition, you will have your tax number. This is only then you will get your tax number, numéro fiscal. And then you can, the tax number is for life. It won't change, okay? So you will have your tax number, and your spouse will have a different tax number. So you have, for example, if you submit for the first time and you are a couple, married or paxed, you will have one tax number, number one, déclarant 1, and then déclarant 2 for the second tax number, okay? And then you can use the tax number. You go there to the website that I showed you, and you put your tax number, and you follow the steps to set up your tax account. So you will be able to set up your tax account online only starting from September, okay? So it takes time, okay? So this is what I wanted to check. Alors, now to complete the forms 2042, 2042 CPRO, like for the micro entrepreneur, also I will show you later. You need to start first, like now, maybe from this week, you need to start to gather all the information, all the documents. By the way, even your 2024 is your first tax return. This is also an important point before I tell you what documents to prepare. When you are tax resident in France, you are obliged to declare the worldwide revenue. It means French revenue and non-French revenue, okay? For the French revenue, so for example, if you are employed in France, if you have micro entreprise, if you have rental in France, you gather all the information about your French revenue. So your pay slips, if you are employee, your déclaration de chiffre d'affaires or income declaration if you are micro entrepreneur, and this you can download it from your account micro entrepreneur. Okay, it's very easy. And then if you have a rental revenue, you can check the agency to give you the table, okay, of rent. So you gather all the official documents about your French revenue, okay? For the non-French revenue, which is very important because I know most of you, like you came directly from the US, UK, different countries. What we suggest here in our office is first submit, for example, your US tax return, submit it first with the revenue in the US. So if you had, for example, for 24, you had the interest, you had dividends, you had capital gain, you had rental in the US, declare it first in your US tax return, okay? And then prepare this official document. And then this, you'll use it also to complete the 2047 for foreign revenue, the special form for foreign revenue. You have to declare all your revenue, French and non-French. For the French revenue, as explained, salary, etc., it will be taxed because it's a French revenue. For the non-French revenue, France signed agreement, what we call agreement of non-double taxation, like many countries in the world. So there is agreement of non-double taxation. It means that if your revenue, in my example, in the US, is taxed in the US, it won't be taxed again here, okay? So there is a special calculation here we do to not double tax revenue which is already taxed in the home country, okay? So in that way, when you apply this credit tax, it's a credit tax, you won't be taxed again here in France, but you have to declare it. This is very important, because if you miss to declare this, it means that you give a wrong information to the tax authorities about the worldwide revenue of the household in France. And this, we say le revenu imposable global, the global revenue, which is very important information for authorities here in France, okay? But don't worry, if it's taxed in UK, taxed in Australia, taxed in France, taxed in any country in the world, like US, etc., it won't be taxed again here if you apply correctly the agreement of non-double taxation. So if you have foreign revenue, it's better maybe to work with an expert, with a professional expert in international taxation, okay, to avoid double taxation. Very important. So here, to prepare now your how to file your forms, you have your ID, you have the proof of your address, okay. You have your foreign tax return, as explained to you. You prepare also your French IBAN. So you need also to submit with all the forms that I explained to you when you go to submit to the tax authorities. You need to add the French IBAN, relevé d'identité bancaire, RIB, French IBAN. Alors, in France, they accept, the tax authorities, they accept French and CEPA zone, European. Like outside Europe, they won't accept your IBAN, okay? Because they use this RIB, French or European, to collect the tax. So we have like special, in Europe, they have special réglementation, special law that allows direct debit from European bank accounts, okay? Non-European bank accounts, it won't be accepted. So when you come here to France, my advice is to set up a French bank account. You can do it online. There are many French bank accounts on banks online. It will be very easy. And then you prepare, your pay slips as the proof of your French revenue. Also, if you are married, let's say in 24, you prepare the certificate of marriage, translated, taxed, the same thing. And then you start to work in the forms of the tax return, okay? So here, the form. Alors, here, what I will do, I will share with you the screen of the form. It's better. So I need to. Alors, it's here. You see my screen, I think?
Yes.
Okay. So here, as explained, you can go to the website here to type any form. So for Jack, we will check this, okay? Voilà. No, this is 2042 normal. I want 2042C, this one. Voilà. And there is also 2042C Pro. We have a lot of forms here. So this is for you, Jack, okay, this one. Alors, here I prefer add impôt. Okay, so the first form, the very first form that you have to complete is this one, the normal 2042, okay, déclaration de revenu, okay. So in this form, even if you don't have any French revenue, nothing, okay, you don't complete this. This is not for you, okay. This it's something for later, for when you get your numéro fiscal. You complete, of course, your état civil. It means your personal information. So déclarant 1, déclarant 2. Déclarant 1, taxpayer 1, this is you, okay, the main taxpayer, the main person. And déclarant 2, this is your spouse, okay. So here you just put, very easy, you put your name, your birth date, where you know, the place, okay. So if you are outside France, your birthplace outside, you put 99 here, 99, okay. And then you put the country here. And then you put here your email, your phone number, etc. And very important here, please put your current address. So now in 25, you have your current address, okay? You put the maximum information here, which is very important, about the name. If you rent the place, you put the name of the landlord. And here in France, if you came to France, let's say in March 24, and then you change the address. So this address is different from your first address in France in 24. You need to complete this, okay? Why this information are important? Because the tax authorities need to identify who were in this address between 25 and 24, okay? Because they need to calculate, they have, here in France, we have something called a résidence secondaire, okay? Secondary home. And if they found out there is secondary home, they can find out, by the way, about a secondary home when you put the name of the landlord here. They can specify the secondary home of the landlord, and then we have something called taxe d'habitation for secondary home. So if you have this multiple addresses, change, move, etc., specify this in these boxes, okay? And here you just put the date, etc. Of course, before 22nd of May, right? And this is your matrimonial, and for people depending on you. So if you are married, if you are single, this you complete. If you had a marriage in 24, you complete. If you have children, this you have to complete. It's very important, okay? And then if you have like special mention here you want the tax authorities, you want them know about special information, you can add it here. And here, now I will try to go through very quickly. So if you had salary in France, so it will be this, always the first boxes, you or your wife, okay? If you have all this revenue, like for example, if you are manager of a company in France, you put here the revenue. And also, if you had salary outside France, you need to complete this 1AF, 1BF, okay? So if you had salary in the US, it will be completed, okay? Because here, if you understand France, it's called salaire perçu par les non-résidents et salaire de source étrangère. Foreign salary equal with the credit tax equal to the French tax. So most of the people outside France, when they have salary, this AF, 1AF, it needs to be completed. The same thing for pension retirement, the same logic. You have the French pension retirement and you have the foreign pension retirement, 1AL, okay? For you or for your spouse, 1BL. And then you go, if you have, for example, this, if you have dividends in France, okay, also. And outside France also, you need to put it all here, okay? Here, revenu foncier rental. Okay, if you had rental in France, if you have rental outside France, these boxes you need to complete. Here, it's about special deduction. For example, if you invest in a retirement plan, if you have some plan to reduce your taxation, this also, you need to complete it, okay? And also here, if you had the salary in France, you had withhold salary, withhold tax from your payslip, you put it here. It's called prélèvement à la source, or it's called retenu à la source. You have to put all the advances on tax that you paid on your French salary here, okay? So there are a lot of informations here, but try to, I mean, I'm just giving you where the most important boxes to complete. And here, here you don't, for first time, okay, it explains you what you need to add if you are rent or co-rent the place. If you are host for free with a friend, you need also to send this information, héberger à titre gratuit, even in the hotel. You know, here about the information, what type of documents you need to add about your place, okay? And here, if you are host for free from your friend or parents, whatever, you need to complete this attestation d'hébergement, okay? The tax authorities, they want to know who hosts you, okay? So the person who hosts you needs to sign this. And this is for 2042. This is for general and part of your revenue, salary, rental, and part of deduction. Now for the 042, complémentaire, professionnel non salarié. This is for Jack, for example. Here, Jack, you put your name, etc. And here, you put the name, again, your name, and you put the registration number of your micro-entreprise here, numéro de sirène. And you add here what type of micro-entrepreneur. If you are like BNC, okay, non-commercial, it's here. If it's commercial, it's here. Okay, if it's agricole, it's here, okay? So you check in your website, in your micro-entrepreneur, in which category you are, BEC, BNC. Mostly it's BNC. If you are engineer consultant, it's here, okay? And then here, for example, I take the example of Jack. When you set up your micro-entreprise, if you opted for le versement libératoire, if you opted to pay advance on tax, okay, with your social contribution, then you need to complete this page, this section, okay? If not, if you didn't opt, then you complete different pages, okay? So if you didn't opt for prélèvement libératoire, you go for these pages. So it depends here, if it's commercial, you complete here, and you complete micro BEC here, okay? Complete micro BEC for commercial. For BNC, we have a different page. Alors, it's here. For you, maybe Jack, and if you didn't opt for prélèvement libératoire, withhold tax, you complete this section, okay? You complete this 5HQ, okay? So this form, which is called this is for independent worker, non-employee. If you have micro-entrepreneur, if you have independent worker, travailleur indépendant, under the URSSAF, you have to complete this form, okay? So this is for general plus sum of revenue like salary. This is more specific for professional revenue. And here, if you have now revenue outside France, as explained at the beginning, you need to complete this brown page. This is for foreign revenue, revenu de source étrangère. The same thing, you complete this. And here you take, for example, your US tax return and check what type of revenue you had in the US. Okay, you need first, you need to put it, it's like a French revenue. You need to put it as French. For example, if you had salary in the US, you complete this. It's like a French revenue, but they understand that this in the US. So you complete this, you check it's a private because it's from private company, not from the state. And how much here in euro. So you take your salary in dollars and you converted using the rate on the 31st of December 24, okay? The final date of 24, you converted in that rate and you have a revenue here. So if you, let's say you are salary, you had salary in the US and dividends in the US. So you complete salary here, and then you go for dividends. Here you see dividends, and you go here. It's very technical. You go to revenue, the dividends that the credit tax is equal to the French tax. So you put your dividends here, converted to French to the euro, and here to DC here also. Okay. Interest, the same thing. You need to, it's 20240 for my example in the US, it's equal to the French, the credit tax is equal to the French tax. If it's in the UK, the dividends is equal to, the credit tax is equal to the UK tax. So here. So here, I know it's complex, huh, by the way. You need maybe to work with a tax agent specialized in international taxation or tax expert in international taxation. This we do it, by the way, this is our expertise. So we know how to complete all these forms, okay? But here, if you want to explore, I just finished this with 2047. You need to put all the US or UK revenue here with in the boxes specifying the type of revenue, and then to waive the French tax, to apply the agreement of non-double taxation, you need also to go to this box 6, élimination de la double imposition, waiving the double taxation. It's here, okay? And here again, you put your name and you put the place, like US or UK, and you put the type of revenue. So salary, dividends, interest, and you put it here. And at the end, you add, and this sum, let's say 10,000 euros, okay? The total of all your foreign revenue, 10,000 euros. You need to put it here, plus in the box 8TK. 8TK, you will find it here. I know it's very, I know it's a headache, but this, I mean, I'm trying to simplify the maximum, but it's very important. The 8TK, the same total that you put here, you need to put it back in the first tax return 2042 in this here, 8TK, okay? So to summarize, if you had only French revenue, it will be easy maybe to, you can do it yourself if you understand these pages, okay? If you had foreign revenue and many foreign revenue, like in the US, UK, etc. We have clients, they have foreign in US, plus in the UK, plus in other countries. We take all the foreign tax returns and we complete all the forms that I explained to you, okay? So if you have multiple or even one foreign revenue, it's better that you work with a tax expert, really, because if you don't file this correctly, you will be double taxed. And we had encountered many cases like that they had like 40,000 or 20,000 euros taxation because they don't know how they did it themselves or with someone who doesn't understand the system, and they were double taxed. So we had to adjust, to call the tax agent, to explain the situation, to tell them this agreement, we have this agreement, there's no double taxation, and then they reimbursed, you know, this taxation, okay? So my advice is to do it with someone who understands the system very well. So these forms are important. Now, the other form, now we'll finish with this, the other form that you have to submit as well, the form of foreign bank account. So if you had foreign bank account, non-French bank account, like in the US, in Australia, in any place in the world, you have to complete this form. It's an obligation, okay? You have to complete it. this it's just for transparency. It's not for the tax or authorities to know how much you have in the banks, because they don't know. It's confidential, but they have to know what are the bank accounts that you have. So here you go to this page 3916 to this form, and then the same. You complete all the information here. And here you tell what type of account, if it's a bank account, if it's numérique, actif numérique, like crypto or whatever. And also if you have like investment placement or also in life insurance outside France, you need to complete this. So you check one of this. And here you put the account number, you check if it's checking or saving. Okay, you put the date of opening and the date of closure if it was closed in 24. Okay, and here you put the name of the bank, the address of the bank, you put it if it's for professional activity or personal use. So here you put the maximum information about your bank accounts outside France. If you don't submit this forms and you have non-French bank accounts, and if they found out, the tax authorities, the penalties will be 1,500 euros for non-declared bank accounts. So it's serious. So it's better that you declare everything and don't face this risk. My advice for you, if you don't use this bank account inactive or there is no funds there, close it. You don't need it, because every year you have to declare it. Okay, so I mean, it's taking time to declare. For example, for us, we have to complete these forms, okay, for every bank account. And here you have also the explanation at the end of the page that can help you to complete the forms, okay? So these are the important forms. There are also some forms, for example, if you donate to a French association, if you hired someone to clean your house, okay? We have also a form, it's called 202, let me check, for deduction. This, I think this one, no, sorry. Voilà, les réductions, this one. So if you, this special form is if you have like some advantage on tax advantage or credit tax, you complete also these forms, okay? So it's, for example, if you have investment that open for you some tax deduction, it's here. And réduction d'impôt, for example, same here, Pinel. And also, yeah, also if, for example, if you had someone, as explained to you, like working at your house and you pay them, of course, not cash, not black, of course, like with bill, etc. You can claim back 50% of this amount of this what you paid them. So it will be tax reduction, okay, for your tax return. So this you can find all the type of tax reduction in this form. It's called 2042 RICI, Réduction d'impôt, Crédit d'impôt. Okay, so these are the forms, and I want to close this quickly, and then we can go to the main presentation. Alors, if you see my screen, so I presented this, I showed you this for the foreign and this for foreign bank account, okay? Alors, this I gave the example, I explained to you. And for the bank accounts also I explained to you about the penalties, okay? And alors, the timeline, just to finish now, the timeline as explained at the beginning is May, July, the tax authorities work on your tax. Avis d'imposition, it's between August and September, with your numéro fiscal is issued in the avis d'imposition, and then you can create your online tax account, okay? And then what are the common mistakes to avoid, to finish now? You say, okay, I don't have any income in France, I don't have to file. No, it's totally false. You have to file even if you have zero income. As explained to you, it's a worldwide revenue that you have to declare. Here, the other mistake that we have also like encountered, they say, okay, they are supposed to know about me, they will contact me. No, they don't know about you. You have to go spontaneously, submit your tax return. It's your role. It's your obligation, not the obligation of tax authorities to find you, okay, and send you and tell you to file, okay. As explained, you can find the tax authorities of your place. You can Google SEP and then your place, and you will find the address. You say, okay, I have foreign bank accounts, I don't declare. No, you have to declare. I told you the penalties. Okay, it's serious. You say, okay, I can file late. No, try to file before the deadline. It's very important because you may face late penalties later when you file late. Okay, and then you need to discuss to waive it, etc. So do it before the deadline. And then if you want to adjust, the tax authorities will open adjustment period starting from September to December. You can adjust the fourth quarter online or paper. They give a second chance to adjust, okay? But this only for people who submitted on deadline, not for les retardataires, not for late submission, okay? So, so this, I think, I covered the maximum. We don't have a lot of time, but I want to take your Q&A. So, so better that we have this Q&A maybe. Sorry, I was talking. I don't know if it's understood. So I will take your questions for 15 minutes. And as I explained, if you, I offer 15 minutes free of charge. Okay, so you go to my website, or maybe we can share with you the page where you can, you know, comment dire, select a date for 15 minutes with me. Then I will understand your situation. I'll try to guide you 15 minutes. And then if you want to work with me and submit your tax, we still have availability. Now it's a very busy tax season, okay? And then, but I'll try to do my maximum to help you, okay? So let's go for Q&A. I think Jilani and Karen, I have 15 minutes with you. Alors, is there some questions? Feel free to ask your question. I have 15 minutes.
There are people already typing. Yes, we do have a question.
Alors,
hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Alex?
Hi, thank you.
Sorry, what's your name?
Lex.
Alex.
Hi.
Hi, Alex. Yeah, tell me.
For the 3916 form, is it one form per foreign account, or is it just one form with everything?
No, it's one form per account. For each form, you put the account number, the date of opening the account, the bank address. So yeah, it's one form, each form for one account.
Understood. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Alex. Hello, I have Alexandra. Sorry, because, oh, there are many questions actually. Sorry, just 1 second. I have Mohit in this webinar. Will you also be talking about how to file tax online? No, this it's as explained about paper. Okay, online it's next year when you set up your tax. This is for the first time filler here in France. Okay, maybe we'll do another webinar for the second year. Pamela, okay. Rahat, will we get a backup video after this webinar? This is for you, EM.
Yes, I already told him that we will send him, we'll send to all the participants the recording of the webinar for sure.
Okay, yeah, I see. Super helpful. Thank you, Jilani and Karen. We have, yeah, I remember we have 15 minutes with you. So we will have this chance to, I will have chance to understand more your situation and guide you. Bea, what can you say about regime impatration? It's a very, very important regime, Bea. If you come to France for the first time, let's say 24 is the first year you come to France, and before 24, you never come to France, you didn't come to France for 5 years. Okay, you were not resident for 5 years in France, then, and you come especially to work Bea in this French company, then you can be eligible for a regime d'impatriation regime. This regime, it allows you, it's a very good regime. It allows you to part of your salary to get exempt from taxation. Usually it's 30%, but there are some conditions. First, you need to have a certificate from your employer stating that you benefit of this regime from the HR of your employer, of your company. And then that specify that you are eligible of your regime, and also specify what we call salaire de référence, the reference salary. It means the salary of a person at the same position as you in France. If the salaire de référence is less than your taxable salary in this country, then you are eligible of this impatriate regime. So there are conditions, okay? So Bea, here, maybe we can schedule 15 minutes to explain to you this, if you are eligible. And this, it will help you really to reduce our taxation in France, okay? Maybe you can do a webinar about it. Alors, Alexandra, if you arrived in France in April, then left for a month and only reached a total 183 days in the country around October or November, for which period should you declare your income from the date of arrival or from the date when 183 days threshold was reached? Here, what we take and the tax agent take from starting date is the date of your carte de séjour. For example, if you are not European, so you have your titre de séjour. Okay, if you are American, Australian, you have your carte de séjour from that date, or from if you have the rental agreement from the date of rental agreement. It's long rental agreement. It's not like if you have an address, permanent address, we take the date of rental agreement. Okay, so the official date, we take the date in official documents. Okay, and then if there is no official documents, we check from your arrival, like for your passport, from which date you like arrival in France, and then we put that date in the tax form. Alors, you shared the link. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Jeffrey. Avec plaisir, Bea. Mohit, hello, I arrived in France in August 22. I already have my tax number and declared my taxes for 23 income, but not for 22. Can I now declare my 22 income? Yeah, I mean, if 22, as explained for the criteria of your tax residency, if you came in August 22, it's less than 183 days. However, if you had your revenue in France, if you had your family in France, even less than 183 days, you can you are tax resident from August 22. So yes, here you may need to adjust your situation. Plus also you will have your tax return for 22, and this is good for you because if you will apply for nationality, for loan, this avis d'imposition of 22, it will be helpful. Okay, so check exactly your situation. Alors, what we have?
We do
I have Jack raising hand, and I have Lex.
And another question also.
Okay, Jack, can we? Jack, you can type also.
I can't type. I can't.
Okay,
type.
Jack. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. So my only two questions. My visa started from April 2024. I moved here in April 2024, and I've only received income here. I don't need to fill in the 2047 at all, do I?
No, you do to fill for 24. You came in April, your visa?
Yes, but since being in France, I have only earned income in France. I have not earned income in any other, like into a bank account in any other country. Do I need to fill in the 2047?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Here, if you had only income in France, you have to complete. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't have any income in France or outside France and you are resident here, you have to complete. You have to make yourself known from the tax authorities.
No. Sorry. The 2047 international income, the 2200.
Yeah. No. If you didn't have any foreign revenue, interest, dividends, rental.
Not since my visa started. No. Perfect. And my other quick question is, with my C Pro form, I pay my contributions every 3 months on URSSAF. Do I just attach those documents to the back of this and then?
No. You take the documents of déclaration de chiffre d'affaires as micro-entrepreneur. Yep. You take all the income that you have there, the total of the year from April to December, and you declare it in the appropriate box as explained. So you
Sweet.
think
So I
you
just
declare again the gross income of 24.
put under revenue in possible. Perfect. Yeah. On the
So check if you check the option of prélèvement libératoire as explained.
No,
you
I
complete.
didn't. I haven't applied for that, but I still pay
Okay.
every 3 months. I pay contributions.
23%, around 23%.
23.4, something like that. Yes.
Yeah. So you go to the other pages. Okay. Micro BNC, I think, for you.
Perfect. So do I have to declare anywhere that I have paid that, or do they know I've paid that?
No, you don't declare anything that you pay to the URSSAF. You just declare the gross income, and then you will have allowance, automatic allowance, which is 34% on your gross income. So you'll be taxed on 67%. So maybe you won't pay any tax. Okay.
So what I've paid URSSAF isn't anything to do with tax.
Nothing. No. You just, very simple. You take how much income you received in 24 and you put the same exact amount in the box micro BNC.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Jack. You have Alex?
Hello.
Hi
For
again, Alex.
2024, is it the calendar year 2024 or is it the financial year? So from June 24 to May 25?
No, here the calendar year is equal to the financial year. It's from January 24 to December 24. You
And
take
so
the,
I'm a salaried person, so I will provide my payslips for every month in 2024.
correct. From
Perfect.
the date of your start as employee in France, if you started in February, March, January, you take all the payslips until December 24.
Understood. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Alex. Okay, I think
I have another question in the Q&A section, Faten.
okay, I was looking in the chat. Verma, can we file for 23 as well? Say I started working in October 23, but didn't file last year. Yes, I prefer you adjust. If your main income and home, etc., is explained to you for the criteria for residency, and if you didn't file for 23, do it. It's not too late. If you come spontaneously and you adjust your situation 22, 23, 22 for example, for if you didn't file, for another example, for you is 23, so you can adjust it and submit 23 and 24 together. It's better that you adjust it and you come spontaneously by yourself than they find out about you, okay? Because if you come spontaneously and you adjust your situation, probably they will won't penalize you. Like even in the worst case, if they have late penalties, you can discuss and waive it. But if they find out, they can do control and then very strict. They become very strict. So adjust 23. Yeah. Okay, I think we covered.
Hi, Faten. I had one question. Can I raise now?
Yeah, it's Mohit.
Yeah, it's Mohit Faten.
Yeah, hi Mohit. Yes.
Hello, thank you for the question. So basically, I had this question that last year I was working with the company as an alternate. I was doing an apprentissage basically, and I received a profit sharing amount worth 6,000 euros something. So there were two options: either to invest the money in PEG, like PEG, saving scheme in France, or I could have taken the money out by paying some tax. But I have chosen the second option to take the money out. So someone told me that they would deduct 11% TDS, like tax deductible at source, but I can recover this money if my income falls below the tax slab. Do you know how to do this thing? How to ask?
It's automatically done. It's a French payslips, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in France, when your employer give you payslip, the information is already sent to the tax authorities. So for you, they have your taxable salary and how much tax you paid. Okay. So if it's your first year, you will, as explained, you will put your salary again manually in the PDF, and then you put how much total withhold tax you paid, and then the calculation will be done. If it's the withhold tax is much more than the real tax, they will reimburse you. Okay. So this maybe, Mohit, if you have other questions, it's better maybe we have 15 minutes call to explain to you this.
Okay, perfect. I'll schedule the call then. Sure.
Thank you.
And
Okay, I
one more
think
question. You guys planning to schedule some webinar for someone who already has the tax number? How to file it?
if you have a tax number already,
Yeah, I have a tax number. I declared it
yeah,
last.
you go to the website. You see the website, the official website there.
Mm-hmm.
You go and then you put numéro fiscal. You put your tax number there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you click, and then you follow the steps.
Okay,
If
perfect.
if they tell you if they request some other information like numéro de, I think there is a special code that you cannot find in your avis d'imposition. It's better that you go to the tax authorities of your place and do it there. It's better
Okay.
if it's a little complex. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye. Okay, so I think it's we
There
covered
is a
maximum.
from Verma.
Sorry.
We do have a last question from Verma, written in the chat.
Can we file in the chat? Sorry. Yeah, how do we adjust? We submit 24. Yeah, as I explained to you, Verma, if you have 23 to adjust, you take the forms of 23, the same forms that I showed for 24. We have the form in the website that we have the form of 23, and then you complete the forms, and you complete also for 24, and you add all the forms together with a letter explaining your situation, that you came to France at 23, that you had revenue there, and you forgot to submit it, and then you want to adjust. So you can do it there. Or you can go to the tax authorities of your place and explain the situation there, and they will help you to adjust the situation. So it's better for me that you go spontaneously and meet them and explain the situation, or you work with an expert comptable. For us, we do that. For the adjustment, by the way, this is maybe the final point. For the adjustment, in France, you can adjust 3 years prior. Okay, so for the year before 24, so it will be 23, 22, 21. These are the maximum period of adjustment. For example, if you didn't adjust for 2020 or 2019, this is, we say, it's closed. You cannot adjust more than 3 years. Okay, so retroactively we can go only 3 years. Okay, so I think I covered the maximum. What we will do, we am shared with you, if you want to book a session. We are very busy, by the way, like we have this tax season. I will do my best to help the maximum. If you need my assistance if you need our services, to prepare, submit the tax return, we do it. This is our expertise. You can send me an email with your information, with a request, and then from there I will tell you what I need exactly to send you an offer. And then we try to quickly submit before the deadlines. Okay, it's very strict here. 15 minutes, as explained, you have them with VM, and also we share with you. I think VM, you will also share this webinar plus maybe this presentation.
Yes, for sure. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar. We hope that you got all the information needed to fill your first tax return process. As I said, that we will send you an email containing all the key information about this webinar, and you will have also the recording. And if you have any questions, just feel free to email Mrs. Faten with your request, and feel free also to book your 15-minute free. And thank you all.
Thank you. The last thing, maybe we will, after the tax season, we will do other webinars, like maybe one per month. So we will keep you informed. It will be, for example, for setting up companies in France, what are not only tax, So we can maybe also, we will check with VM, maybe we pull, like what are the themes or the subject that you want me to discuss. And then we schedule maybe to do like one webinar per month. Okay, so stay tuned, and we will send you some emails about this. Thank you very much for your time today. I know it's holidays here, and thank you for your questions for all the attendees. And we keep in touch. Thank you, VM, very much for your time as well. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. Ciao.